So, like you went into modeling in the second year, you said,
Yes.
when you were at SRCC. So, tell us more about that story. So, you and your friend, like, how did you apply? What was that entire experience like? And how did you get that award as well?
Yeah, so we have a fashion society in every college, right? And I recall one of my fashion society senior was talking about this pageant, and then she just said, okay, you have a good height, you should also go and try. And I had a very cool best friend. I still like her a lot, so very cool. She said, okay, let's go for it. And we both just went there. So the process was that they have this registration desk in which you have to provide your height, your weight, where you're from, your age, etc. And then it starts with 2-3 rounds. So round number 1 is simple ramp walk. You have to walk towards the stage, introduce yourself, walk back. They judge you based on how you introduced, what are the qualificatory words you used in the introduction, and then of course the ramp walk itself. That's round number 1. Then round number 2 is question and answer, wherein they ask you question and they judge how confident you are, how do you answer, etc. And last round is that you have to pose for some sample pictures, and then accordingly they select almost 30-40 people after that. And then there is the actual competition after a month or 2 months, wherein the 30-40 participants come and then one person is crowned.
And out of like this 30-40 people who are there, so before these 30-40, how many total apply, and out of how many people these 30-40 are selected?
A lot, almost like, I think I recall 3,000, 4,000.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So this is like across India, this entire competition.
Exactly.
So all the people from India,
Yes.
they would apply. And is there like some category, like age group, or is there some certain restriction, like who can apply and all?
There are restrictions. For example, you have to be unmarried, you have to be younger than 26 years of age. So there are few restrictions which are there. I think there is a minimum height criteria of 5'5".
Oh, okay.
So
Got it. And then like after 30-40 were selected, then what was the criteria for selecting the one who was crowned?
yeah, so the 30-40 people, they call you to a main area, like a hotel or something, and then you have to stay there for almost a week or 10 days, and every day there are 2 or 3 competitions that happen, like every day. So for example, even in terms of your shoot, there would be 2-3 rounds. There would be an evening gown round, there would be a swimwear round, there would be an Indian wear round, then there is a question and answer round. And the way it happens is, across the 7 days, the judges are also there with you. They sit with you and they analyze all the participants throughout various competitions. At the end of 7 days, they select top 10, and then the top 10 have to again do ramp walks, question and answers, etc. to finally get selected. Yeah.
A lot of work here. And you were the one who was crowned, right?
Yeah, so it's generally like every competition has 3,
Okay.
top 3, and then each of the 3 basically gets assigned to a separate international pageant. So for example, if I talk about Times Miss India, they send you to Miss World, Miss Universe, etc. Right? So those are the top 3. Then similarly, my one was supranational, Miss Supranational India. So that was, and then Miss Face of Beauty India. So those are the different types of international pageant that they send you to.
Got it. Very, very interesting. And then like this was over in your second year itself.
This was over towards the end of my second year.
End of the second year. So how did you choose between like going for modeling full time versus going for IIM Ahmedabad? So how did that decision happen?
Yeah. So honestly, there is a big journey between pageants and modeling. So there are girls who have done well in pageants, but in order to get into modeling, you have to do completely separate auditions, and it's not like just because you are a winner of a pageant, you are going to get directly selected in a modeling industry. So the way modeling industry works is that you have to go for auditions to either modeling agencies or actual shows. For example, Lakme Fashion Week, Couture Week, etc. They have their auditions, and then you have to go if the judges like the girl, then they select the girl. You have to wear like a number, and then if they like you, they write down your number and then you get selected. Or there are agencies, modeling agencies who have recruited you. They send your profile, and then if the shows people like you, then they take you. So I think modeling for me was always a side hustle. It was always extracurricular, fun. It was a completely different world from the studious world that I typically belong to, right? And I was just learning a lot in terms of meeting people from arts background, because a lot of the models are either in fine arts or they are doing architecture. I know one of my best friend is doing cinematography. So I was really intrigued to meet people from different background, and therefore I continued to stay there. Plus the adrenaline rush that you get when you're walking on the ramp is just crazy. So it's really beautiful. Therefore I stayed in modeling, but it was always a side hustle. I selected IIM Ahmedabad because I was very clear that I want to do MBA as a career. I want to get like a good job which is intellectually stimulating and very stable, and also the career trajectory is like super fast. So I was very clear that I want to either go into consulting or investment banking, and therefore I had to do MBA. So IIM Ahmedabad it came way later. Initially it was whether I want to do modeling versus masters in economic honors or masters in business administration, and it was clear that modeling will continue as a side hustle, but I'll go into masters.
Okay, got it. So are you still continuing, or like you've
No,
stopped?
not now, because it's very difficult for two reasons. Number one, I travel a lot, and generally for modeling, for shows, you need 4 to 5 days. So the way it happens is you have to go for fittings. So there are 3 days of fittings wherein you have to go, you have to dress test the dress, whether how it's looking on you, etc. And then there are 3 or 4 days of actual show. So it requires 5-7 days. I cannot take 5-7 days of holiday, especially at the manager tenure. It's very difficult. And for shoots, again, you have to travel to a lot of locations in order to do the shoots, which now is not possible because I already travel a lot.
So when you got that award, so what exactly is given to the person who wins the award? Is it just like a crown or some cash prize as well?
It's mostly like the cash prize is very nominal, honestly. There is cash prize. It's like 20,000-30,000, so very nominal. However, you do get 2 things. Number one is it gives you publicity. So modeling agencies start reaching out to you. It helps you build your portfolio of pictures, etc. It helps to groom you, by the way. So for example, during the 7 days that you stay, there are diet coaches, there are gym coaches, etc. I was getting introduced to all of this for the first time because I never went to a gym before my modeling days ever. And similarly, I was like in terms of nutritious information, I never looked at food and thought, okay, this is nutritious versus this is not. I was like, okay, whatever the food is, I'll go ahead and eat it. I think it grooms you a lot. And that's what you get out of the experience.
Right, fair. If you learned something new from this video, do share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel so that we can bring you the best content possible. Also, if you want to watch this entire episode, click on the link in the description box and you can go to Kushal Lodha YouTube channel and watch the entire podcast episode. Thank you so much for watching this and have an amazing day.